Hey guys, and welcome back everyone. So, welcome to 2024. As of the recording of this, it's early January 2024, pretty much the start of the year. I want to do something a little bit before the next video. So we're going to take another look at one of the Trinitrons that I looked at before. Alright, here we go. Although this specific one was made and manufactured in '91, I do believe this was originally an '80s model. So, plug it in. And I did get to show the geometry off on this last time, and it was pretty okay. Nothing too crazy, just mono on both ends. It does seem to jump up a little bit, so that is kind of a little alarming. I didn't notice anything when I took it apart. I did get the remote that goes to it. So it does work. This is an RM-781. We're going to see if we can enter a diag mode, or like a mode to service it and kind of adjust things. So display 5 volume up power. I think these models might be a little too new and they might not have it. Yeah, that didn't do it. I will double check real quick and make sure that is the proper combination of buttons to do that. So give me 1 second. Evidently there's a few combinations which I knew about before. So usually it's display 5 volume up power. Sometimes it's picture also. This does not have picture. And sometimes it's just display 5 power. So we'll try display 5 power. And nope. Nope, I don't think this one has a built-in service menu you can easily access. But yeah, here's the basic remote. Most of the stuff you expect. I do think the remote might be a little damaged. Let me see. Okay, nope, muting does work. Volume works. Changing the channels works. It is flickering kind of weird though, so that's less reassuring. Now there are other buttons. You do have an AM, PM. I believe that is all for the timer, which doesn't seem to do anything by default. There's a jump button to jump to your last video. That's not so useful now that we don't have cable TV. We can turn sleep on and off with this, so we'll just leave that off. And there are some buttons for cable. I don't have cable TV. I'm assuming most of you don't have analog cable TV, so that's not going to be as useful as it used to be. Display on and off for the video, which that button might not be working right. But yeah. So let's actually plug something into this again. I believe I used the Sega Genesis in my last video of this, so we'll use the N64 this time just because it's easily available, and there's now a test suite for it. So give me a second. Alright, I got it plugged in. Not using RF, using composite and mono audio. That flickering seems to be going, which means I believe this... oh. Huh. I think the color looks off, but... let's see if we can do anything about that. Picture up. It does need adjusted though. As you can see in the corners, it doesn't quite line up. We'll do the test suite real quick. So test pattern. Yeah, it does act a little weird there. Grid. That looks different than the Genesis grid I had before. That could possibly be something with the test suite being different, but I don't remember it having those kind of lineup issues. This is in beta, or alpha even. It's not even beta. So it could be that. Restart. Doesn't look like I can adjust more than really picture here. I don't think there's really much as far as menus on the front now. You just have the standard volume channel. Looks like most of the adjustments you could make with the remote aren't available on the TV itself. So... alright, that color is odd also. This unit most likely needs serviced. So what we're going to do is test it out, Smash Remix a little bit. That's close to a game that everybody's seen. If you don't know, someone hacked Super Smash Bros. On N64, and they've added a bunch of characters. As of this recording, they are releasing an update. They previewed it, but the download link hasn't popped up last I checked, a few minutes ago. Get the volume up a little bit. Oops, that's the video. Now remember with these sets, always switch it over to mono. Screen adjust. It's good enough for this game. You can kind of adjust it with it, so that's good. It's nice that certain games allowed you to do this. Okay. I'm only going to do one round to kind of show it off. That audio crackled, which is not reassuring. So the speaker sounds like it's crackling, which it might be going bad. It's the only downside with some of these units, they are not easy to maintain always. I might try to service it, but with things currently going on, I don't think there'll be an update of that soon. If I do attempt it, I'll make a video. Oh yeah. Either my cables are loose or the audio is messed up. So I forgot to kind of zoom in, and I feel like this is more fitting. I'm going to swap it over to just one match of computers, and we'll use that as the basis for example footage. Hopefully if you find one of these, it's in better condition than the one I did, and it doesn't need servicing as soon. I didn't pay much for this. I think it was like $10. Me and my buddy took a little trip somewhere not too far away, got some pizza nearby, and just kind of enjoyed it. I will state, someone pointed out to me, sometimes within some of these older models, it seems like that flickering occurs whenever you don't have a proper input going, but once a proper signal is incoming, it seems to go away, and if it is going on, it's nowhere near as bad as it was. I am concerned about getting a proper driver to replace the side speaker. I might go and kind of open it up and check and see if it's just a loose connection, or try to clean out the mono audio port on the back. Yeah, the display button seems to be a little off. But the Trinitron itself also seems a little damaged, so in a way they kind of fit. So there you have it. There's a second look at the KV-TR. Oops, I'm sorry. So there you go. There's a second look at the KV-13-inch display TR24. This was an 80s models into the 90s. And then there's the remote that goes with it, if you're curious. RM-781. I got this one off of eBay, and it was in okay condition. There wasn't that many on there, I think, when I checked, unless I mixed it with one of the other remotes I got. But, yeah. Small Trinitron. Hopefully, if you find it, it's in a little better condition than the one that I have. There's not a speaker issue for you guys or whatever. But I just wanted to have a little follow-up. I decided with some of these Trinitrons that I didn't have remotes for before, and I didn't go look in the service menu or geometry really at all, that I'm going to be revisiting them slowly, especially the smaller ones until spring hits. So, hope you guys enjoyed. Stay safe, take care, and I will see you again soon. Bye for now.